and today we are going to be watching 13-year-old realizes his twin brother just somebody. I don't know why I'm trying to save my AdSense. It's totally gone out the window. Whoosh. But let's check it out.
How are you?
Oh, you're coming out?
What's you editing?
I was editing
In
Dexter.
10th grade.
What do you guys suspect, or what do you guys know about what happened?
Police are speaking with 13-year-old Hunter and his twin brother Levi, and while they appear clueless now, one of them has just committed a gruesome murder.
We need to.
Wait, isn't Dexter a show about a guy who murders people? I've never seen Dexter. It just seems like a lot of episodes. Yes? Does he get like aura edits? Is that the edit he was doing for him?
Talk to essentially each of you, and we're wondering if we can go down to the police department.
I don't know what's going on. Neither do I.
As
Oh
the
my God.
weeks-long investigation
This is like Among Us.
continues, detectives discover that these are no
Raisin Canes! Box combo, extra sauce. Make sure you have no coleslaw, extra toast, butter on both sides, sweet tea, maybe a lemonade if you're feeling a little crazy.
ordinary boys. One of them has spent years obsessively researching serial killers like Ted Bundy. Now he believes he's executed the perfect murder and can outsmart
And he left evidence. I don't think he was studying very well.
police, but a series of childish mistakes would cause his violent fantasies to slowly come to light, leaving his family and the entire town in utter shock as the monster they feared turns out to be a 13-year-old boy.
Oh my God! What was I doing at 13? Probably embarrassing myself. I think I was into Homestuck and Warrior Cats, and I was the president of the anime club.
Yes, and he needs to die.
It's not possible. There has to be someone who planted evidence. What happens now? He's only 13.
Oh my
There's two
God.
types of people in this world. You've got monsters, you've got people who make mistakes.
If it's a murder, then it would be a monster, right?
Huh?
It's 2 a.m. in the small village of Fairfax, Ohio.
Woo! Florida, we win. It's always Florida, but this time we're good.
And tonight, a 13-year-old boy decides this is the night he becomes a serial killer. For years, he's been obsessed with true crime content, and with his
I also watch true crime. But I'm good. Don't be looking in the news for me.
family preparing to move away the following week, he's finally ready to put everything he's learned into action.
What is this? This looks like it's from Skyrim.
At 2:30 a.m., he slips out of his house and walks less than 10 feet to his neighbor's house next door. Once inside, the 13-year-old puts on a pair of gloves, something he learned on YouTube that would prevent him from leaving behind his DNA.
What? Why is there a YouTube video on how to do this step by step?
He moves silently through the house before approaching the bedroom of an elderly woman. At 2:40, he begins strangling her. But despite months of preparation, he quickly realizes this will be far more difficult than he expected. Because when the woman
What?
wakes up, she fights back, punching and brutally scratching the boy's face.
Wait, the scratching though, normally that's the way that they get like the DNA evidence, right? And then they can figure out that it's him because then his DNA is gonna be underneath of her fingernails. I learned that from a YouTube video.
But just minutes later, the woman is dead, killed at
Aw.
the hands of a little boy. At 3:15 a.m., he's back in his own bed, as if nothing ever happened.
Huh? See, this is where I get confused. Like, how do you live with the guilt? I just don't know how I would live my life knowing that I did that. I would probably be having nightmares, can't even play video games, can't do nothing anymore. I would just like be home and cry.
It's just past 11 a.m. on a Sunday. Many Fairfax residents are returning home from church when the Fairfax police receive a 911 call.
Well, that's fair, and that's facts.
Unlike anything they've heard in years.
911, what's the location of your emergency?
3919 Germania. I think my sisters might have been murdered.
Aww.
might be some blood. I don't know.
Okay.
She did not respond when I yelled at her.
I was a long time ago applying to be a 911 dispatcher because they paid for your college. And I thought that it would be kind of interesting, but I'm actually glad I didn't make it through because I think it's like one of the jobs that people leave the most because it's really traumatizing and very scarring to like be picking up the phone and listening to people having like the worst day ever all the time and like going through so much depressing stuff. And they told me I couldn't even do it after I filled out their giant like sheet of paperwork. They held it up and they said, your credit score is too low. We can't trust you.
All right, sir. I have help coming out there. Okay. Do you know of
Okay,
anybody
thank
that
you.
might want to harm her or anything like that?
Absolutely nobody.
On the line is 61-year-old Daryl Tenpenny, insisting his sister had been murdered, something almost unheard of in this area. Moments later, first responders arrive at the house, unaware
Red versus
they're
blue.
not only walking into a carefully staged crime scene, but that the killer is still nearby, watching police's every move.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it out. We'll do confirmation stuff here. Is this confirmed? Hey, I don't know. He believes this is a murder, so...
Oh my god.
Camera on. It's on. It's been on since I hit my lights.
This would be so scary. Like, you don't even know if the person could still be in there and, like, playing, like, the scariest game of hide and seek and just come out of, like, the closet and just, like, attack you.
Hold.
Oh my god.
Rigger. Just try to touch as least as you guys can. Do what you guys gotta do. Yeah, no. So you have blood. Did he cover her up?
I don't know.
The dispatch said that he found her with a pillow over top of her.
Oh my god.
Peroxide and cleaning chemicals?
That's different. A lot of cleaning chemicals. Pepto-Bismol.
I love Pepto-Bismol. I'm not even kidding. I think it tastes kind of delicious.
Drink it? I don't know.
Well, let me go. You want the monitor?
We have Rigger.
On the bed lies
Me when I was a live 2D VTuber.
64-year-old Sheila Tenpenny, partially clothed and deceased for what appears to have
Aww.
been several hours. As officers continue to inspect the house, they notice nothing appears to be stolen, supporting their working theory that Sheila may have taken her own life.
No.
And with that assumption comes the first accidental success for
Ugh. They told him on the Notepad YouTube tutorial to do this.
the 13-year-old killer, convincing him he's already outsmarted the police. However, what officers spot next would flip this theory upside down.
It's just it's a female DOA on Germania. Just kind of odd, all over her face and some chemical
Hair
around the
underneath.
house.
Blood and hair underneath your fingernails.
Blood splatter around the bed. The guy that found her said the door was open, and he said that he told the squad that he thinks she was murdered.
So we'll get. I don't see blood from her. So that might not be from her.
At least it wasn't days, weeks, months, or years. Still terrible. No, I agree. That's actually a good point because I feel really bad when this kind of stuff obviously happens no matter what. But when it happens to old people, like you have to hope they have somebody in their life who goes and checks on them. Like, what if she had nobody who wanted to go to her house and see how she was doing and check in on her? This could have been, like, extremely 900 times way worse.
Who knows? That's police work, man. I don't mean to overstep.
No, you're good.
Pills?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
While the blood and hair beneath Sheila's fingernails certainly raise suspicions, investigators still refuse to rule out the possibility of this being self-inflicted. But before they send Sheila's body for autopsy, there's still something that doesn't sit right with them. They're baffled by how certain the victim's brother, Daryl, seemed that his sister had been assaulted before paramedics had even suggested that possibility. And with that statement alone, he has unknowingly made himself their first suspect.
Oh! Oh! No! Dude, I feel bad for him. He's just trying to help. That's why, like, this is also crazy, and I think we talked about this before. If you find, like, something very bad on the side of the road, like, How do you call that in without somebody thinking that you're a suspect and then they like write you down and then they like talk about you even though you were just trying to report something? I don't know. That takes a big person to do that because I would just be like, uh-oh.
So they decide to ask him a few questions.
How you doing, sir? I mean, obviously not great. I'm Officer Moore, Fairfax Police Department. When's the last time that you do you know? Yesterday, do you know what time about, or did you talk to her or see her?
I seen her, and actually, 7:09 p.m.
Ooh.
is the last message I got from her.
Was there anything? Was she struggling with anything? No. I mean, mentally, physically?
No,
nothing at all.
I know this is like a crazy, like 1 in a million thing to happen, but this kind of stuff scares me. I used to never lock my door. Because I lived in a small town. I was like, oh, fuck it, who cares? I lock every door now. I lock every window. I never, ever, ever, ever leave a room without locking it. When I go to sleep, front door locked, back door locked, garage door locked, bedroom door locked, bathroom door locked. Ain't nobody's coming in my house.
Pretty.
Okay, so you made a comment to these guys when they first got here that you thought, like, she's
laying on the bed with her legs spread, and it looked like there was blood, and her head had stuff on top of her, like someone tried to smother her, and she looked like they ripped her thing open, and I yelled at her, and I didn't see no movement from her whatsoever, and
Oh my
I just turned around
God.
and walked out. I'm like,
He's so shocked.
Interestingly, Daryl never mentions performing CPR. And while police now know it likely wouldn't have saved Sheila, that's not something Daryl would have known for sure. And right here comes the second lucky break for the teen killer. Because every good murder needs a fall guy, and the police have just taken the bait with Daryl. Shortly afterwards, Daryl's interview wraps up, the scene is secured, and officers return to the station to await the autopsy results. But as investigators leave the house, they would overlook a crucial piece of evidence. Lying beneath Sheila Tenpenny's body was a men's wristwatch.
Oh! Why did he do that? Huh?
A seemingly insignificant detail that would later become one of the key pieces of evidence used to solve the entire case.
About time.
1 week passes, and then comes the update investigators have been waiting for. The forensic and DNA results arrive, completely overturning their initial assumptions. Investigators determined that Sheila Tenpenny had suffered blunt force trauma to the head and neck before ultimately being strangled to death. But they also confirmed something crucial. Sheila had managed to fight back. On her hands and beneath her fingernails are traces of blood and tufts of hair.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Belonging to an unknown male. With these disturbing findings, there is no longer any question. This is a homicide.
So do they just only have your DNA in like the system if you've already been convicted of a crime? Is there any reason you should already have your DNA there? Like maybe if you go to Disney World? That would be fingerprints, I guess. Only if you commit a felony. Background check? Oh, or military.
So early Monday morning, officers returned to the neighborhood, going door to door in search of anyone Sheila may have wronged.
Yeah, they have my blood and after the incident at Burger King. I knew they were putting way too much mayonnaise on those burgers, man. I just didn't know it was your fault.
And anyone with fresh defensive wounds. But in reality, the detectives couldn't be more off track. While the young killer quietly brags about the murder online,
every time, man! Oh my god, on Discord? This is why I never go on Discord. Only to announce I'm streaming. What the hell? Poggers, this one was a fighter. You know, he's putting some, like, emotes and shit. And everybody's reacting with, like, the honk hat. What?
Growing more confident by the hour, knowing the victim had absolutely no enemies. And as police begin surveying the neighborhood, they have no idea which interaction will bring them face to face with Sheila's killer.
So you're one of the trusted
Oh my god, I haven't seen one of those TV cabinets in forever.
family members. What we're doing is getting elimination DNA from anybody we talk to, as long as you're willing. Thank you very much. And then how about your hand? Just let me double check your hands. I know you work with them on the other side. Yeah, that's great.
I can't believe they haven't got a lead or anything.
There's a lot going on, I'll say. So this is just part of the process.
Here's my card before I forget, in case you have anything else or need to reach out. My email and phone number's on there.
Find that fool.
Yes.
And he needs to die.
True. Find him.
Punishment.
I wish we did that more often, to be honest with you. So.
I mean, you know, if he gets out, he's going to do it again.
Damn, they're having like a K-Kona small town conversation.
You can't
Yeah,
cure
you don't
that.
fix that. Yeah.
You don't fix that.
I agree. Okay, you're good there. I'm gonna come up here soon. I know this is a pain in the ass, man, but I definitely appreciate it.
So you guys think this is a random thing, or?
I want to say no. I do.
Dude, the first person POV just feels like I'm playing a video game and like I'm interviewing everybody and I'm like trying to figure out what happened.
Well, but from what I've heard, you know, the guy down in that new house.
I think the brother did it.
I think the brother. A couple. From what I've heard, you know, the guy down in that new house over there, and a couple others. I've been out here having my cigarette.
Sure.
I hear. I think the brother did it. They're going to arrest him in a couple, 3 days. I'm like, what?
I think the brother did
What?
it.
Yeah.
Why? Any reason?
Rumors spread so fast, man. Like that's not even the truth. They just yapping.
I don't know. That's just speculation right now.
That's interesting.
After speaking with more than a dozen people,
Bro with this giant cup of coffee. Crazy what's happening here in a small Nord town. You should hear what happened in Rivendell.
officers uncover a major new rumor. Many in the village suspect Sheila's own brother, Daryl, is responsible.
Poor
With
Daryl.
this as their only real lead, another team of officers led by Special Agent Richard Ward makes a surprise visit to Daryl's house, less than a mile away. And for the actual killer, the plan appears to be working even better than he imagined. Suspicion.
Dude, it's not even fair. He just got crazy RNG. Like, he didn't do anything right.
Has successfully shifted onto Sheila's own family member, pulling detectives completely off his trail as they begin focusing in on Daryl. For now, though, officers have just arrived at Daryl's house, where it would soon become clear just how lucky the kid got and why Daryl makes the perfect fall guy.
Well, I hope the real killer stumbles, Sky.
I'm still getting over the loss of my mother, and I haven't
Aww.
straightened anything out. And now I got more to deal with.
Aww.
Oh, you weren't lying. Yeah.
And they lived close to each other.
Well, these are right here, all these boxes. Where do
Oh
you
my
hang
God.
out at? Come in here. Oh.
Amazon avalanche! Holy crap!
Hey, I need to ask you a favor. Remember I got you swabs? I need you one more thing. Could you just show me your shirt, underneath your shirt, that you don't, I just want to make sure.
Oh my
I want to satisfy
God.
myself. I don't think you'd ever hurt anybody.
No, special assistant.
Can we turn the TV off?
Okay, throw your shit back on. So you have any idea when the funeral's going to be?
Well, we don't have.
They won't release the body yet?
I don't know. Nobody's contacted us. I was going to send you a message this morning and say we are okay with that because we want this person caught.
Right.
Suffice it to say, Detective Ward is taken aback by Daryl's unusual living situation, but
Yeah. Yeah.
still no scratches. And so the investigation takes a step back. There is seemingly no one they can tie to the murder. No enemies, no leads, nothing. But that's because they're looking at this crime completely the wrong way.
Well, I mean, Captain Hindsight.
With the investigation at a standstill, officers canvassing the area continue knocking on doors until they reach the neighbor directly across the street, just 50 feet from the victim's home. It's one of the homes where no one answered earlier, and as they approach the front door...
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I never answer the damn door. It's because it's always somebody trying to sell me something. I will never answer the door. And I also never answer the phone because all it is scam callers. So, like, I feel like never answer the door is, like, good. Like, they could have been suspicious. But to me, I'm like, okay, they just don't want anybody selling them shit.
door, the homeowner, Rebecca, steps outside, unaware that in the next few minutes, her life is about to be turned upside down.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know when it actually happened. I know that we saw like the trucks on, or cars or whatever on Sunday. So, and actually Sunday morning cars or whatever on Sunday. So, and actually Sunday morning at like 6 a.m., we had to run to the ER because my son, the cat, I guess, was sleeping on his face, and they startled each other in the dark.
Ah. Dude, cats just be scratching you up, man. Oh. And then they be kicking up their doo-doo caca in the litter box. You can get a really bad infection.
Oh, man. And it scratched him, and so we were worried that could be bad or infected.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, but it was just like traumatizing, and I was like, everybody get in the car.
Just a few feet away, 13-year-old Levi Cart looks through the living room window and notices his mother speaking with police officers.
I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna make it out of this one. I mean, he's already in a body cam video. I think it might be over. Pre-watched.
Panicking, he pauses the YouTube video he
Is that Joe?
was watching, runs up to his room and locks the door. Back outside, officers begin piecing things together. The boy with fresh scratches across his body could very well be tied to Sheila's murder. In a few moments, detectives will step inside to follow up on this lead. But what they will soon find will defy their expectations. But before we get to that, it's worth noting that covering stories like this, you've realized just how much people are forced to carry. Fear, trauma, even the day-to-day burden of surviving. And sometimes that weight shows up in other ways too, like debt. Do you feel crushed by debt?
How you know I got bad credit?
Those high-interest loans, that mountain of credit card debt, or even the overwhelming medical bills? All the debt that has been keeping you up at night could be gone quicker than you think. Imagine
just commit tax evasion. Then you never have to worry about anything. Or move to Europe.
Imagine being debt-free, not in 10 years, but in as little as just 2 years. Think about that relief.
2 years is way too long. I want it gone now!
You can finally feel free. PDS Debt are experts at making this happen. They know precisely how to negotiate with the companies you owe, strategically working to get you a resolution where you owe them significantly less and can be relieved of your debt. They listen to your unique situation to create a personalized plan that works.
I bought 900 candles. You have to understand. They had a great sale at Bed Bath & Beyond.
Works, regardless of your credit score. There's no minimum required to see how they can help you. They tackle credit cards, personal loans, collections, medical bills, finding the right solution to save you money and get you debt-free faster, putting you back in control. And their results speak for themselves. PDS Debt holds an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, boasts hundreds of 5-star reviews on
They saved me thousands of dollars.
Google and Trustpilot. That's because they've helped tens of thousands of people break free of debt. Stop living in debt. Get your free.
I live in debt. I live in fear. When does it get better?
Assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/insanity. You're just 30 seconds away from starting to get out of debt. That's pdsdebt.com/insanity.
I'll never be out of debt. I'm American. Call, bitch.
With that said, let's get back to the scene, where detectives are about to go inside Rebecca's house. Unknown to them, what they're about to find inside will be nothing like they expect.
Do you care if we come in, or you want them to come? Okay.
The only reason we're outside is because I was feeling stressed out. Alright, I do have 2 cats though, so.
No problem.
Come on in. Hey guys.
It actually was Joe. I thought he put that as a joke.
Do you want to come out here or no? I haven't been really transparent about what happened across the street, and people who are investigating are talking to everybody, and they just want everybody to listen. bud, can I talk to you? Do you want to talk in the living room or do you want to talk in your room? There are people who are here to talk about something that happened actually earlier this week.
I know, what game are you playing over there?
What game is he playing? What game do, like, crazy people play? Maybe he's playing Rust?
Yeah, he is.
Dexter?
Oh, he's cap cutting.
Oh, editing.
Oh, hi.
Oh, Aura edit.
Now you are Hunter.
Do you want to come sit down?
Oh, he's just the brother, right?
Naturally, this is not the suspect the detectives were hoping to see, as 13-year-old Hunter Cart enters the room. Realizing they may have jumped to conclusions, the detectives still begin to question the boy. Perhaps he knows something after all.
He knows how to edit. You looking for a job?
We have your criminal investigation, and we're just talking to people to see if they might have heard or seen anything unusual that happened over the weekend.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry?
We just thought we'd ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a feeling if I was investigated by the police, I would come off highly suspicious just because I would be scared to talk to them. Like, I would probably say some wild shit that made no sense, and then I'd start stuttering, and I would be really scared.
My brother got into an injury and he had to go to the ER.
Yeah,
I got really sick and started vomiting and stuff. So
How are you feeling? Getting better?
A lot better. But
That's good.
Okay, I would actually probably say, sorry, I'm weird. Sorry, I'm just weird. I'm sorry, I'm weird. I ruined it, didn't I? Just take me.
that whole day was just kind of a blur for everybody. Unless it's something that happened a long time ago that's memorable. It's not really something I remember unless it, like, is really, really brought up.
Although Hunter is unable to provide any new details, he seems fairly cooperative and willing to help. His twin brother Levi, on the other hand, is still in his room, refusing to come out.
Okay. I gotta watch the tutorial really fast before I go out there. Do not talk to the police. Lock the door and, I don't know, start playing Roblox. Okay!
Earlier, their mother had mentioned Levi was editing Dexter, a crime drama centered around a vigilante serial killer.
Why wasn't he editing, like, Steven Universe or something? Like, we had to do Dexter edits?
A show both detectives are all too familiar with. And it's here that detectives would begin to realize their initial hunch about Rebecca's sons may not have been a coincidence after all.
Yeah, it's usually never quick, but that's actually
Hey,
pretty quick.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
Oh, you're coming out now?
What you
I feel like I'm going to dinner when I was a kid. Every time I would come out of my room that was Batman themed and all I did was play League of Legends and Skyrim in there, my mom would go, look who came out of their cave.
I was editing Dexter. Sometimes I edit.
Yeah.
But
He likes to make videos for TikTok.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's LARPing way too hard. Like, that was crazy LARP. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know?
me and Liz.
Is that the cat that got you there on the nose?
I don't know what happened.
Cassie?
We just
Oh,
we
that's
we
pretty
both
good.
startled each other because my bed was right there.
Yeah, his bed was out here
and
until
all the lights were off.
Oh, okay.
So we've been knowing for a while that we needed to cut their nails. Hunter's been saying that for
I know.
This is crazy LARP. And he didn't even brush his hair.
I felt so guilty because I had to.
So us moving, I mean, everybody knows that cats just are awkward. So us moving, Marshmallow being weird because we're moving.
No. Marshmallow is not cooked. You are.
And
Is Marshmallow the cat?
yes, and we had a place that
He looks so inquisitive.
for them, and we packed it up. So that's also probably
You should pack it up. We're done.
So yeah, me and him just randomly startled each other.
Story is way too long. You should have stopped 5 minutes ago.
He scraped me on the neck. I'm not sure if you can see.
No, okay, where else did you get it?
Kind of scraped me on my face a little bit.
5.
And then mainly my nose. and
Yeah,
I was
the nose
trying
was
to
the
clean
scary
my
one.
I was
Yeah.
trying to clean myself up.
Yeah,
it was
5
like-
stitches.
It was pretty deep.
Pretty deep.
5 stitches? Nah. Nah.
It hurts
So
under its nose there.
we went back to the house after we got out of the doctor, and then that's when we saw the ambulances. I don't know.
The wheelchair though?
A lot of it's a blur because I tried to clean myself up, so I was distracted in the shower.
Okay.
Interestingly, both brothers used the same word.
It was a blur. Wait. Twin connection!
Blur when recalling the incident. And while traumatic events, even something like death of a neighbor, can affect memory, what catches officers' attention far more is the way Levi seems to over-explain what happened.
Overyapping!
He claims the deep scratches came from a fight with a house cat.
Come on. He did not do it. Free my man Marshmallow.
Something officers find difficult to believe given the severity of the wounds. So, with this in mind, detectives believe that despite their young age, the brothers
Do you think pets ever get pissed when they get blamed for stuff, but they can't say anything because they're a pet? Like, I didn't fart. My dog farted. Huh?
have given them enough probable cause to take the next step. The detectives ask to speak with Rebecca outside for a moment, where they request permission to collect DNA from both of her sons. Without much hesitation, she agrees. But when the three of them return, one of the brothers would have a very different reaction to being tested.
Do you mind if I come? I can explain it to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I just feel like I've been to enough doctors recently. I don't want to.
Oh no. He's already cooked. You can't just say no. Now you look so sus.
So, have you seen any like crime shows or anything? You know how we kind of do our job.
Oh,
The medical stuff's a little different than the law enforcement stuff. But I don't know if she explained to you, but
Why is his desk cleaner than mine?
we're just gonna swab your cheek, and it's not gonna go into any database or anything. But we're gonna compare it against stuff that we have. That makes sense.
Okay.
And it will take 2 seconds. It's just a
Do I have to
inside
do
the
it?
cheek. You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
But obviously, we're asking everybody on the street, and it would be super helpful if you could.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, this is gonna sound really weird, but since he's technically not an adult under the law, do kids have a right to just not give up their DNA for like a sample test and like they can't get in trouble? I don't know. Is there like a different law for that? I don't know. I don't know about child law. It's up to the parents. Oh, parent decides. Thank you guys. Thank you.
And you're
Is he a streamer by chance? Probably not anymore. Or maybe he could be like one of those streamers in jail on their phones on TikTok.
writer. You got
Lewis. I was go by Lewis.
Lewis.
People see him getting arrested. Damn it, I just did my 3-month advance sub. Always happens to me.
Okay.
It'll be easier if you sit down for your legs.
Why don't you have to do it first?
I can do
Yeah,
it.
I'll show
You
you.
guys are going to count first.
You're making him go in the hot seat.
I can be the guinea pig too. It's whatever.
Of course, I just ripped that all the way apart.
The detectives proceed to take DNA swabs from both brothers, though Hunter
Okay, this is kind of related to a DNA swab, but I got really sick on a flight to Japan, and the lady came up to me and she's like, I'm gonna take your temperature just to see if you're gonna get everybody else sick, but I was just motion sick because I'm built bitch. And she's like, okay, here you go. And she like brought out the thermometer and I put it in my mouth, and she goes, it's supposed to be on my head.
and Rebecca are clearly far more willing to cooperate than Levi. But what one of the brothers doesn't seem to realize is that the more he talks, the more the Cart brothers begin to look less like witnesses and more like suspects.
Nandaya! Ashen.
The more the Cart brothers begin to look less like witnesses and more like suspects.
Lewis has a few scars on his back, but it's just from the surgery.
Yeah, because my.
Oh, let's see.
Oh yeah, you could show them.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well, it
wow.
looks pretty
I never noticed.
minimally invasive.
It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, I have worse scars than that.
Yeah, it
so.
didn't look like that. Yeah.
Sorry,
Very good.
I keep mentioning things
We
that
had a
you don't
good
mention
surgeon.
without your permission.
Before.
How does it feel to have
yeah.
the scars?
Dr. Stevens.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for the brother. Like, he has no idea.
And it's where they go in and they
How does it feel to have
test
scars
each
now?
nerve root that links
Oh.
to your leg.
Aww.
What do you guys suspect, or what do you guys know about what happened?
Well, I can tell you this: it shouldn't have happened, and we need to figure out why it happened, so that hopefully we can keep it from happening again. Because we'd hate to miss some evidence, and if you've watched any TV, we don't want to be those cops that forgot to do this or look into that.
We have watched plenty.
You know what I mean?
They love
So-
watching the true crimes.
It's kind of like
I
TV,
like
but it's a lot differently.
Yeah.
My brother know a lot. I would say, definitely, my brother knows a lot about.
His brother's like, cut comes.
Just the police in general.
He wants to go into the Marines when he goes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
That's cool.
recruitment
Yeah.
is always there. Everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
Those are hard spots to fill anymore.
I don't get.
Yeah, there's a spot for everybody, in my opinion.
Me and Lewis have both agreed that him especially is a lot more mature than most kids our age.
Oh, so you can handle this news.
You guys are handling it pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strangely, Hunter continues offering interesting details without being prompted, insisting that the teen brothers are far more mature than most kids their age. And when he brings up Levi's injuries, Levi becomes visibly uncomfortable, giving his brother a long, chilling stare. By the end of the interview, the twins no longer seem like ordinary kids to the detectives. Their fascination with true crime, gory shows like Dexter, foggy memory, and, of course, the hard-to-explain cat scratches on Levi
It's way
all
too
point
deep.
towards something deeply unsettling. With the DNA collected, investigators return to the station to brief the sergeant on everything they've uncovered. Now all they can do is wait for the DNA results from Daryl, the Kirk twins, and several neighbors and family friends to come back the following day. Still believing a deranged killer may be at work, investigators know that until he or they are caught, no one in this quiet village is truly safe.
You keep saying village, but it's making me laugh because it's like in Ohio. Like, this shit's not in Naruto.
The next day, the DNA results finally come in, and investigators are stunned. Both of Rebecca's sons are a match, but that doesn't necessarily.
Oh! Wait!
I didn't think about that. They have the exact same DNA? Oh my god. So if you have like a twin, they can go on like a berserk rampage and then just like flee the states, and then you can get in trouble for it if they can't find them? Or like, what if you have a twin who goes crazy psycho and then they end up dying, but you're like the only person left? Oh my god. That is insane. Village hidden in Ohio.
They were both at
funny.
the scene. According to the forensic analyst, the lab cannot tell Levi's DNA apart from Hunter's because identical twins share the same STR markers.
Crazy.
Needless to say, investigators are now facing an
I'm so brain rotted. I can't even look at STR without thinking of like strength.
extraordinarily rare problem. But even with these findings, detectives struggle to process the facts that the suspects are only 13 years old. Not only would they have to be deeply disturbed, but they would also need the physical strength to carry out a crime this violent. Then again, their age could also work in the investigators' favor. Teenagers are more likely to slip up, confess to friends or family, or leave evidence of
or Discord. Or live stream chat.
their actions somewhere online. The problem is, detectives have enough probable cause for a search warrant, but not enough to formally detain Rebecca or either brother, something they absolutely cannot let the family realize.
Yeah.
Nevertheless,
Dude, it's just all mental warfare. You don't know, but I know that you know that I don't know that you know that. This is all your fault.
they return to the family home, hoping they can persuade Rebecca to bring her sons to the station, allowing investigators to begin searching the house the moment they leave. But the situation is incredibly delicate. One wrong move could spook the family.
That the mailbox is really close to the door? Am I crazy, or are they normally closer to the street? I would hate to be the mailman here. Driving. I've got to get out of my damn car for the...
And shut down the entire investigation.
Hello, back
Hi,
up.
we're back. Yeah.
How are you? You left your keys in the door.
We just walked in the house. Do you need to come in? What's going on?
Yeah, that'd be great. We have a couple things to talk about.
I do feel bad for the mom. She seems really nice.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
We just sat down to eat.
What'd you guys get?
Thanks.
Oh, I want Raising Cane's right now. What time do they close?
Do you just need me, or?
Yeah.
So,
Are all three of you here?
are all three of you here? Yeah.
Raising Cane's is the last meal. W or L? Maybe an L, just because I'd rather have something else. Maybe like steak.
Louis? You go upstairs?
And Raising Cane's has no dessert. I can make them millions. What they should do is they should also offer banana pudding. That would be crazy.
Nervous? It's making me feel nervous.
Relax, you're okay.
You're good. Yeah. You want to take a seat
Yeah.
somewhere?
It's okay. You want to go sit down so it's a little less weird?
Yeah, come on in. Just relax.
They're not even being subtle about it. I agree. Like, they're playing some scary music. Like, at least play something a little happy.
Yeah. You guys are good.
Okay.
Do you guys want to sit down here? You get more comfortable?
Hey, Louis.
Sure.
Did you get Cane's too?
Yes, we literally just walked in the door.
Aw, well, unfortunately, you're gonna be raising hell in the jail now, so, come with me.
We need to talk to essentially each of you, and we're wondering if we can go down to the police department. Just so we have a better area to talk.
Okay.
So if you guys want, let's put some shoes.
Do you think he knows he's cooked? He's like, I saw this on the last body cam react. It's so over.
And socks on, maybe a coat, and then we'll head that way.
Clearly, detectives didn't arrive with a strong plan and are instead relying heavily on improvisation. Somehow, though, despite...
Is he wearing a Halloween shirt? Bro. Come on. What is he doing?
Not having their answers fully prepared, they appear to be succeeding in getting the felon to the station voluntarily. But that can only work for so long before someone catches on.
Do we need to be getting lawyers or something? I'm feeling nervous about this. I don't.
You're welcome to call an attorney.
Also, like,
Oh.
do we have to go?
Also,
Is this like a right now thing, or is it
We would like you to.
Yes.
It would make,
can I go watch a couple reels first, just to, you know, lighten the mood a little bit?
you don't have to do anything, I suppose.
Right. Okay. I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. I'm not.
We could. How about we get there? We can explain kind of what's going on, give you some more info, and you can always, you know.
Yeah, can I at least eat my meal? Damn. It's gonna get cold, and cold Raising Cane's is disgusting. And also something else that Raising Cane's has a huge L about, which is also disgusting, is that when it's in the styrofoam box, eating it at home is probably the worst option. You should eat it at the store because it stays nice and warm and crispy. But the styrofoam box puts it in like this like domain expansion of sogginess. And then you have to like crack it open on the way home. It's gross.
Well, do you want to
Have us
explain what's
explain
going
some
on before we head out there? And
Do you mind if we do that outside?
sure.
Sure.
You guys want to wait a second? Is that what you mean?
Oh,
All three of you outside, if possible.
Okay.
We need to go over some things in the neighborhood with you, ma'am. If we could go back to Fifth.
Bad ad for Raising Cane's. Very bad moment for them. I would get this wiped off the face of the earth.
So we don't have to sit in the rain.
Yeah.
And we got some pictures I want to show you, and I'll show you and your sons. And there's a bunch of stuff we want to talk to you about. So,
Okay.
all right, you guys good?
Are we under suspicion for something? Or
We just want to talk to you. I think you guys could help us clear a lot of things up around here. So,
okay.
She's right to feel suspicious though. Like they're not playing it cool at all. They're like, hey, you want to like wear these like cool metallic bracelets? I mean, they like lock, but like they're cool.
right?
Hey, John. And he'll ride with you. Oh, okay, that works. Before we get in, I just got to make sure there's nothing on you. It's going to stick me, poke me, cut me. Yep. All right, actually, if you want to step over there.
Okay, the orange on the inside of the jacket's pretty tough.
All right, you can just have a seat right there for me. I do have to put this on you for the whole 3 blocks we're driving.
You probably will put it, so. I mean, but there's nothing that we can't talk about.
No. Let me scoot to the middle so you can see everybody involved.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. Neither do I. Well, very.
Wait. How come when I'm in the middle, it looks like I'm a part of this shit? Wait, give me a second.
Very unexpected.
Why are...
Anxiety levels went through the roof.
I agree.
I don't know why there's so many, like, police vehicles either.
Yeah, that's...
I was thinking the same thing, man.
Okay, let me put it back.
Okay, let's just take him. Okay, there we go.
I mean, what scared me? Seeing all the cops immediately pull up. Like, one person's there, didn't see that other cop pull up, and then...
I was just like, why are they...
I'm trying
What's
to...
the reason
I'm
for
sure
that?
I don't know, maybe it's an intimidation.
I'm just trying to get out of the way.
Like, why are they... What's the reason
I'm
for
sure
that?
I don't know, maybe it's an intimidation tactic.
I guess, but what...
I don't know why
Oh.
they're trying to
intimidate us, right?
Miraculously, despite the detectives' sloppy handling of the situation and Rebecca's growing skepticism, they still managed to convince the family to come to the station. For now, they've purposely kept the twins together, hoping the cameras might catch something incriminating. But the brothers have seen this tactic before and say nothing, foolishly convinced they're outsmarting the police. Investigators have also just confiscated their...
They gotta change these little tags. They look like Whataburger table tents. And it makes me want to steal it.
Phones and obtained house keys from Rebecca, allowing them to begin searching the home for any evidence tying the boys to the crime. But despite these small victories, this is where detectives would face a major reality check about their strategy. Upon arriving at the station, the twins are quietly escorted through a separate entrance and separated from their mother. The twins don't seem particularly worried, calmly following detectives into the interrogation rooms.
It's so cold.
But for Rebecca, the situation is very...
The average walk to a movie theater is diabolical.
Her mother. The twins don't seem particularly worried, calmly following detectives into the interrogation room. But for Rebecca, the situation is very different, because the moment she's finally informed that her sons are about to be questioned without her present, all hell breaks loose.
Uh-oh.
I don't want food. I want to get our lawyer and have my children stop being questioned without a lawyer present immediately.
Okay.
So let's make that happen.
I don't know who's doing what where.
Nope, but I can
Yep.
When why?
get that figured out for you. It needs to happen right now.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll go today.
I got it.
Then my slippers. We just got home from the doctor's office.
Those
in
look
chains.
so comfy.
They are comfy.
Why would you say that?
Yeah.
Amazon?
Not, yeah.
I find the best things on Amazon. People are so against it.
Really, I know you're being friendly.
I was about to say, that was wild. As like a girl, I'm like, come on. We all know what you're doing here. Let's just cut the bullshit.
I need to know my children are not being questioned. No,
That was so obvious.
You didn't let us know that we were being detained.
You're not being detained. You're free to go.
No, you didn't let us know that you were detaining my children.
They're free to leave.
You did not. Right now? They're allowed to leave right now. Let's go. Right now. Right now. You said they're allowed to leave. Yes or no?
You cannot take them.
What?
Clearly, this is not how
So they gotta get an Uber out the building?
detectives hoped things would go. Rebecca is furious, and not without reason. The detective just admitted that the boys are free to leave, yet does nothing when Rebecca demands exactly that.
These detectives are so bad. What is going on?
On top of that, her phone has been confiscated, making it impossible for her to even call the lawyer. It's here that the risk behind the detective's strategy, or lack thereof, becomes impossible to ignore. The advantage of this approach is that by withholding the real reason the boys are there, detectives limit the information the suspects can tailor their stories to, making contradictions and inconsistencies much easier to catch later. That said, when those suspects are minors and detectives need their mother's cooperation, this strategy can quickly backfire.
You were hoping for an assist. What the hell were you expecting?
Undermining trust and damaging the legitimacy of the entire process. And unsurprisingly, Rebecca's outrage is only beginning as she storms out of the interrogation room in search of anyone willing to tell her what's really going on.
Are you accusing them of murder?
I am not.
I'm not.
They speak like the Riddler. I am not, but maybe they are. Would you like to get in the car? It can go far.
Is that why they're being detained? Because they're under suspicion for murder?
We are questioning to find out if they know any additional details.
How would they know anything? Unless you were accusing them of murder and you think that they murdered someone.
So that's
I'm saying this whole charade, the way we've gone about this and approached it and slowly showed things to me because I've asked questions and not because you were transparent, is not okay. It literally just says...
I'm sorry. What do you mean bars in parentheses? I'm not skinny, by the way. Okay.
That was actually a legitimate +2. You're like that guy. It was like last month. He was like, haha, that was so funny. And then parentheses, he was like, I'm 6'4".
Transparent is not okay. It literally just says we have the ability to search all of your belongings. It doesn't say...
For what reason would they want to search the belongings?
It says for murder.
Because we're investigating the murder of the neighbor.
Yeah, and my 13-year-olds have not murdered anyone.
Why you got a rotary phone ass ringtone? Good heavens, it appears I am receiving a phone call.
Okay, well, we're trying to find further information that was divulged yesterday to put the pieces together.
So I'm not going to be told anything.
That was such a fake call, by the way. He's like, whew, thank you.
Why am I not being questioned?
We would love to talk to you if you would be willing to talk.
I'm literally standing here waiting.
Well, we were trying to talk to you, but you want to make phone calls and do all those things if you'd like.
Okay, but he took a phone call.
Like to talk, we can talk.
You're well aware. Hey.
So,
A lot. And nothing, because they're not telling me anything.
True.
well, I would assume because
I asked for a lawyer for the boys. He's saying because we talked yesterday.
I'm asking him. Calm down.
Sorry.
Flippers do look comfy. Yeah.
I'm really worked up. I'm not
I understand. I understand. You have every right to be worked up. I'm just trying to sort it out.
All right, I'll let you do
So
your thing.
under what grounds are they being questioned? What prompted them?
There was a murder that happened across the street.
I understand that, but what specifically about our boys is causing you guys to bring them to the station for questioning?
Dude. They need to train these police officers. Like, they are literally throwing everything out there and hoping it sticks. They have no idea what they're doing. I've seen better police officers in GTA RP.
Those details I don't know because those investigators know more about that than I do.
Are you guys bringing in every neighbor to?
We did 25 yesterday. I know myself and another agent.
To the station.
Well, I don't know how many people got brought here. We're also doing a search warrant at the house too. So a judge has granted us
search
warrant slipping that in there.
Well, the search warrant is for the house and the vehicle on the property.
Our house and vehicle.
Okay. Were there other search warrants for other
Not that I'm aware
neighbors?
of.
You guys are questioning two 13-year-old boys.
Well, we're not.
Okay, Captain Obvious. Right now I'm talking to you. How do you think I could be in two places at once? Think about it.
Someone is.
What an
absolutely correct.
It's
This is why we need our lawyer down here now. We need to.
Oh my
I don't have a
god!
phone. So this needs to happen on your end immediately. Whoever we call.
After getting little to no answers from the detectives, the twins' father calls a lawyer, hoping he can intervene. But even with legal counsel,
Well, you have to think too, from their perspective, they think that the kids did nothing wrong. So, like, this is bonkers. Like, I would want a lawyer too, damn.
So now on the way, detectives press forward with the interviews, fully aware of the risk they're taking. At the same time, ever since the boys left with the police, a search of their home has been underway, and very soon, it will begin yielding crucial evidence for the interrogations. As both brothers wait for their interrogations to begin, it quickly becomes clear that one of them is about to be treated very differently.
I mean, you can tell the difference. Dude on the left is just enjoying his Raising Cane's, just talking and having like a peaceful time. And guy on the right looks like he's freaking the fuck out.
Because Hunter had been significantly more talkative the day before, detectives opt for a more
Thank you for 2 months. Can we get a great view of the Jeffertuno? Thank you.
casual, friendly approach, and even his interrogation room reflects that. Levi, on the other hand, is placed in a cold, cramped room.
The environment shift is crazy. They were giving Hunter foot massages and getting him anything he wanted. They even brought him a dessert. Him? Ah, fuck it.
Subjected to the kind of interrogation tactics typically reserved for an adult suspect. Based on the scratch marks alone, detectives strongly suspect Levi is the killer. But
Yeah, they didn't even give him the Wi-Fi password. At that point, he knew he was cooked.
there is still nothing ruling out the possibility that Hunter may have helped him, especially after learning that Levi has significant mobility issues. Now, with a lawyer on the way to the station and 2 furious parents pacing outside, the clock is ticking.
He got canes. I don't think any room conditions could make that worse. Canes is not that bad!
So detectives split into 2 groups to question the boys simultaneously. And as the questioning begins, Hunter's interview escalates far quicker than expected, because there's something he needs to get off his chest.
Uh-oh.
Just so you know, I don't feel pressured doing this.
You don't?
He's so chill.
Of course I feel a little pressured, but I don't feel like I have to sign those.
Okay.
I just know it's more suspicion is put on me if I don't answer any questions. So.
Yeah, we're here to talk, ask questions, get your story. I know you told Lauren a little bit.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I want to say, I don't think my brother would be able to do anything like that. But because that day he got scratches on his face, because of that day it all seems like a very wide coincidence.
Holy LA Noir.
Is he figuring it out?
No, because of course his cat was his face was scratched by a cat. We talked about it, and it certainly looks like Lewis has some, like, the coincidences are there.
Oh my god.
At this early stage of the interview, Hunter, completely unprompted, begins talking about the scratch wounds, which he believes are the
Yeah, why is he a better detective than the detectives?
most concrete evidence against his brother. But while he frames it as a coincidence, back at the house, police executing the search warrant notice something that immediately casts doubt on the story. On Rebecca's bed, they find the family cat, Marshmallow, sitting completely calm.
Oh, he's just chill. Uh-oh.
But more importantly, the cat's claws seem far too small to match the injuries on Levi.
Ooh. What if, like, the crazy part was that the cat was declawed? That would have been nuts.
This information is relayed back.
Marshmallow redeemed! Yeah! Marshmallow! Let's go!
To detectives at the station, where Hunter and Levi are being interviewed. And while Hunter appears eager to talk, Levi's interview is moving far more slowly, as detectives focus on building rapport and choosing their words extremely carefully. So seeing just how much more talkative Hunter is, investigators keep their focus on him for now, hoping he can offer further insight into his brother, or perhaps even turn on him.
He had extra, like, red scratch marks on his face. I mean, that seems obvious.
If the claws don't fit, you must have quit. Guys, He's already free. You do not have to petition for him to be out of there.
That's just, like I said, I don't think you could do something like that. I'm gonna keep saying this, but this makes me feel really upset because.
Oh, mommy, Bridget, thank you for the gifted to suck you vamp Anna. Thank you.
Something like that. I'm gonna keep saying this, but this makes me feel really upset because a lot of evidence is piled up against him.
Aww.
I mean, I don't know if you guys suspect him of anything, but I truly don't believe he could do anything like that.
Aww.
Even though he has all these things.
He's never talked about anything like that with you? Because we agree
Anything like what?
About hurting somebody, or when he gets triggered, he gets upset and acting out and just saying things, or, you know, I don't know how he behaves when he's triggered.
No, like I said, no, he doesn't behave weirdly when triggered. He just doesn't. He's just.
Aww.
Quiet. It's upsetting for him. Like, he started crying when he got back to this house because he said.
I'm sorry, CT cut that. Poor Pooty just says some dumb shit that makes me laugh all the time. I'm trying to take this serious. He's like, can you make the angle a little lower? Stop.
He got back to this house because he said he never gave us.
I'm trying to read the paper. I can't. Stop it.
Got back to this house because he said he never gave us an explanation as to why he's triggered, but.
Interestingly, although Hunter describes the suspicious behavior he's noticed from his brother, he continues to insist that Levi could not actually be responsible for the murder.
Aww.
But detectives can't tell whether his reaction is genuine or part of a calculated effort to distance himself from the crime. At this stage,
of course.
Actually, we think you did it. Even though your brother's wearing the Halloween shirt, like, we're putting this on you, man.
Egoistic! Thank you so much for the prime! Giving it a creepy in the chat, thank you!
though they're fairly certain Levi is the culprit, and decide it's time to stop speculating and focus on something more concrete. So they turn to a key piece of evidence Hunter can't deny, something they had kept hidden from the twins. A watch recovered from beneath Sheila's body. One
watch
investigators
this.
initially dismissed, but now strongly suspect belongs to one of the two.
Was it the smoky gun? Yes, I think it was the smoky gun.
Boys. And whether he realizes it or not, what he says next would seal their fate.
You recognize that?
That's Lewis's farm. That's Lewis's watch.
Lewis's watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. What do you think about that?
What do you mean?
Oh.
Here, let me widen it out. That's the picture. What do you think that's a picture of?
Try to take some deep breaths, okay?
We don't have any of those blankets.
Right. It's not your house.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember him saying he lost his watch. After he. After he got home.
Aww.
Also, he.
I'll show you one more picture.
He sounded.
Holy detective fumble. Let him speak! Why does he want to rush through the PowerPoint presentation?
The way he said, I don't know where my watch is. I don't feel a person would say that. A person would say it that way, knowing that, you know, they wore their watch if they did that. Are you saying he purposefully hurt?
We don't know what his purpose was. We just
Is
know
there-
he made a mistake.
How would he even do that?
Oh my god, he's going through like the cycle of grief. Like he's sad and then he's gonna get angry and then he's gonna like accept it.
Disabled. How would he sneak out of the house?
Oh my god.
Into the house, stab somebody. Is it true that them? Is that true? Did you find DNA evidence?
We're not gonna. Yeah. So
there's no way he would do that.
There's some stuff that happened that we can't give you details
There's
about.
no way.
You have
Oh my
There's
God.
No way.
From the beginning.
If he.
Aww.
There's no way.
Oh.
It's not possible. There has to be someone who planted evidence. There has to be some misunderstanding.
At the thought of his own brother being responsible for the murder, Hunter appears to completely break down. Detectives realize he's now too emotional and overwhelmed to provide any more reliable information, so they decide to end the interview, despite failing to secure a confession
Oh my
and not fully
God.
ruling him out as a suspect. Still, they've learned something important.
Dude, what's he gonna go and say to his mom? Like, they're out there waiting for him and waiting for them both to come out, and only one of them's gonna come out.
More insight into Levi, and confirmation that his watch was indeed at the scene. But just outside the interrogation room, the boys' parents continue arguing with deputies. And with a lawyer coming to intervene, investigators are running out of time. If they want to secure an admission before the interview is shut down, they know they need to raise the stakes with Levi.
Uh-oh.
So the detectives interviewing him finally move on from building rapport and shift the conversation to the scratches.
We know you did it!
Sorry, your lawyer's gonna be here soon. Just say you did it!
Testing whether his explanation matches the one he gave the day before.
Do you know what we're investigating?
I mean, I know something happened on the street.
Across the street.
Or across the street.
Right.
In front of me.
Right.
Kush, thank you so much for the tier 1. Can we get a great view in the chat for Kush? Wait a second.
Okay.
Something happened on the street.
Across the street.
Or across the street.
Right.
In front of me.
Right. A woman was murdered, right? So we're trying to find out what happened.
I mean, I've already talked to FBI investigators. My cat had randomly woke me up.
Randomly.
With all the lights off.
Guys, you would not have expected this QTE. Like, this was nuts. I couldn't mash R2 fast enough.
Like, sitting on my neck. So it like scratched my face. I felt very bloody, obviously. There was a lot of scratches on me. Usually, because of my disability as well, I used like a...
Imagine. They're like, we have somebody who wants to say something about this. Open the door, Marshmallow comes in.
a shower chair.
Yeah.
Because I can't really stand for that long without getting like super fatigued and falling or like walking around for too long. I didn't use the shower chair because I didn't want to make a bunch of noise and make anybody up.
Right.
So I ended up literally falling, and I fell and like hit
He is a stalling over yapper.
my head on the shower hose.
Where'd you hit it at?
I think like around here, like right here.
Jeez.
So I don't know.
Did that cause you to bleed more?
Yes. Yes.
As Levi once again over-explains the incident, detectives notice he makes a point of emphasizing that the injuries became worse after he slipped in the shower.
Yeah, I slipped in the shower, and then after that, I broke my glass bones and paper skin. Then I fell off a mountain, and I rolled and I rolled and I rolled into a pit of cacti. And then after that, I realized it wasn't cacti. It was actually C4, and it exploded.
But something else in Levi's account immediately stands out. After mentioning his medical condition, detectives recall reviewing his records and discovering that Levi has cerebral palsy. This brings the detectives back to an earlier question. Not only is Levi just 13 years old, but his disability raises serious doubts about whether he was even physically capable of carrying out such a violent attack on his own, especially considering Sheila fought back. Investigators know Hunter is physically stronger, has no disability, and shares many of the same interests in true crime as his brother Levi.
Dude, I feel bad for the brother. Like, sure, we have hindsight so we can see that he wasn't involved, but like, it's kind of sad to think that from like the detective standpoint, they're like, he can't do it by himself. He's gonna need help. But also, like, I don't know. I just feel like the way he acted in the interrogation, like, I really felt like he didn't know. That would be crazy to act like that. That would be like Oscar-worthy acting. Like, that was just straight up human emotion.
At this point, detectives are realizing they may have prematurely cleared Hunter, treating him more like a witness than a suspect, and in doing so, may have lost their chance to implicate him. But with the pressure mounting on Levi, this may be the perfect opportunity for him to turn on his brother. And for the first time during his interview, the bond between the twins is about to be truly tested.
We get in like 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, Mom starts seeing a bunch of sirens outside, and she opens the window and she's like, "Oh my God, something happened to Denise." And me, already in a panicked, weird state, I kind of started feeling emotionally triggered. And when she said there was a bunch of ambulances outside, I started to freak out even more.
Oh my God.
I just felt even worse because Mom had said that something had happened to Denise, our neighbor, right in front of us. And I started feeling even worse. Just to the fact that the same night that something happened, or something like that had happened, that I had an injury of my own.
Although Levi never directly blames his twin brother for the murder, he seems more focused on how bad the situation already looks for him. And as the interview continues, it would only get worse.
Oh,
because
God.
detectives begin receiving critical updates from the house search that is still ongoing.
Oh, I forgot
and
about that.
officers have started uncovering disturbing items.
DX Racer. And what is that?
Inside Levi's bedroom, officers recover a journal containing violent writing and repeated references of wanting to kill someone.
Ding
They also uncover a growing
Really?
obsession with serial killers, books, online content, and material saved focused on infamous murderers, and in particular, Ted Bundy. Detectives begin to realize this
Why did he save his murder Oshi? What a ding dong!
was far more than just a morbid curiosity. Over time, what began as an interest in true crime had evolved into something far darker for Levi. And now detectives are left trying to determine whether this interest in violence had consumed them both. Because Levi and Hunter are twins, the blood DNA recovered at the scene is consistent with both of them. Something detectives choose to intentionally keep from Levi. Instead, they plan to tell him that the DNA points specifically to him, hoping this pressure will make him crack. But if Levi is the criminal genius he thinks he is, he will easily be able to see through the detective's bluff.
They're acting like he got superpowers.
If he activates his quirk at this moment, he will know.
So, you said you've never been in Denise's house, never been... Okay. Do you know what DNA is? You ever heard of it?
These guys suck. Yeah, it lets you copy a card.
I've heard of it.
Okay. So, we're trying to figure out, and I want you to help me explain this, okay, why your blood would be in Denise's house. That's what we're trying to figure out.
Well, I'm not sure. Cause...
No. Do not animate Evo. No.
I'm not sure, actually. I might have to, look into it.
I don't know, how is it my blood?
That's what he came up with?
We're trying to find out.
Because I don't know why it would be in my house.
It's
I
not
mean,
in
her house.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out. That's why we're even here right now.
Oh.
Remember we got those swabs from you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we compared that to the blood in the house, and it's
That's a real head scratcher, officer.
not only her blood, it's your blood mixed in with it.
Wow.
Through DNA testing.
Wow.
I don't know what explanation I could give you or even come up with.
It was marshmallow.
That would be equivalent to how that would happen.
There's only one person here that knows, and that's you.
How do you know that?
Because there's no other way
He's cooked.
part of you can be in that house without you never being in there.
I can agree with that.
Right? So that's why I just need an explanation as to how. I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. You know?
Well, I have to wrap my brain around it first.
Yeah, so that's we need to wrap around together. You know?
Can you help me with that?
I can, if you help me. I can help you if you help me.
How do I help you?
By telling me the truth.
I told you the truth, though.
Uh-oh.
I don't think you're telling me all the truth.
And nothing but the truth?
But I'm not lying.
Well, I think you're about how you get hurt. We have your blood in her house, and we're trying to figure out how it got there. That's the bottom line.
Well,
that's the bottom line. I mean, truly.
Get my blood from somewhere?
We don't need your blood. We got swabs.
Dude, the sad thing is, like, if he was downright diabolically evil, like, throwing his brother under the bus is the play. Unfortunately, that is the meta play.
I just mean, like, did somebody put my blood in that house for a reason?
Oh,
like,
I don't know. Would you tell me? Would they? I didn't put your blood there.
I don't have any enemies.
I didn't put your blood there.
I mean, I'm only 13. I don't know why anybody would put my blood in a house.
Ah!
I mean, who knows?
What does that even mean? He's cooked!
Is there any more questions you have for me, or like what?
Well, I want to get past this, and we're not getting past it. You don't know, I don't know. So we're not resolving anything.
Well, I'm not sure if we can resolve it if I don't know and you don't know.
This is horrible, man.
Just book him! Just book him!
I mean, listen, I wholeheartedly believe that there's...
Is this the VTuber who keeps clip farming so Aqua can react to it? I didn't know Aqua was doing that.
two types of... I mean, listen, I wholeheartedly believe that there's two types of people in this world.
Mm-hmm.
You've got monsters, you've got people...
And you've got nice sprites.
People who make mistakes.
I think I disagree with that, personally.
Help us explain this.
What do you disagree with about that statement?
I just think that, you know, there's a lot of different types of people in the world. There's not monsters and people who commit mistakes.
Oh, okay. He's like, I'm not like that. Like, sometimes people just, like, you know, don't know what they're doing, and then they, like, slip and they fall, and then they lose it all. Like, you just have no idea, man.
Well, I'm simplifying things. In terms of, you know, a crime, a murder, right? There's two types of people who would commit a murder. There's a monster, and there's people who make mistakes.
Bro has got to go back to detective school. Like, this is not convincing at all. This is horrible.
Like his example of the...
Got carried away.
Well, if
carried away.
it's a murder, then it would be a monster, right?
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
No.
Still believing he's in control of the situation, Levi never asks for a lawyer or even his mother.
Why did the YouTube tutorial not tell him to ask for a lawyer? Oh, because in the tutorial it doesn't get to this point. He should have watched, like, What If I Mess Up?
And unsurprisingly, fails to catch the detective's bluff about his DNA. But while Levi remains convinced he's outsmarted the police, he has no idea that while the evidence uncovered in his room is already damning enough, what detectives are about to find on his phone will destroy any chance of walking free. Because before long, detectives would receive the final and most crucial breakthrough in the investigation. After searching the brothers' phones and social media activity, it begins to uncover a disturbing picture. Just one day after the murder.
Hey, just got done. Have any time to call again? I think I looks good. You can call, yeah, okay. Hey, can I call you again? Sorry, I know, right, but whenever I'm in the house right now, I'm really triggered and I start to have a blank. Is there any way I could stay with you today or anything? You can call me on my way. Okay, ready when you are pulling up.
Levi writes, this one was...
I read everything below that, but not the important part. Do you think they're hiring?
The the fighter, and detectives realize this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment act. Levi had been planning a murder for months, with searches of how to choose the perfect victim,
Guys, are you serious? On your device? On your browsing history? Does this not look like ChatGPT? Oh my god. Guys.
how to strangle someone, and how to defeat a police interrogation.
He's adapting to avoid detection. What the hell? You got this, King. Stay strong. Make sure you answer the questions with confidence.
And they would uncover even more evidence tying Levi directly to the scene. Not only was the watch confirmed to be Levi's, but inside his room, they discovered a shirt covered in Sheila's blood and gloves matching the ones from the crime scene. Now, even without a full confession, detectives know they have enough evidence to formally charge him. With this, both interrogations finally come to an end, and as a detective steps out to inform the parents that one of their young sons is an alleged killer, all they can do is stand in shock.
These things always make me sad. Like, I watched this Netflix documentary about this lady who like crashed a car and like everybody in the car passed away except for her, and when they told the mom was like devastated.
Silently waiting to hear their son's fate.
Yeah, this is their dad.
I'm Special Agent Ward with Beast Bureau Criminal Investigation. You see two of my colleagues here, my other colleague. Now, there's some certain things I'm going to tell you that we have that are bad. Okay? All right? That watch that we showed you was under her body.
What?
Aww.
Yes.
No.
Aww.
Okay, you have more things to tell me.
Okay, I don't know what in the world happened. We're not talking to him anymore. I mean, he doesn't want to really talk anymore. I don't know what happened.
You can keep talking.
We have a lot of other evidence too. I'm just trying to figure out what in the world happened.
I don't know. No. No.
Aww.
Okay, sorry, what else?
I'm not doing this to...
Oh my god, like the guy that was there too, he can't even speak. He's just like up against the wall taking it in. Oh my god.
Think you are?
I'm just trying to do my job,
I'm
and
in
so
shock.
are my colleagues.
What happens now?
I'm consulting with the Wilmington County Prosecutor's Office.
See, this is where like most of the time we'll watch these videos and like I'm like, oh my god, like I can see it was the way that they were raised, but like here I don't know really. Like she seems really nice. They were like trying to help them out. It just doesn't really seem like this was like a parenting issue. I don't know.
Only 13. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Well, I know, honey, I know. Okay.
Aw. Poor dad too.
No. Not true. No.
Oh my god.
Oh god, I feel like such a over being so stern. I never.
You're a mom.
There's no way you could have known.
My god. She's going through it, man. And honestly, I think the lady police officer should just leave. I mean, I know she probably got to be here for a job, but like, what?
After finally learning what their son had done, Levi's family are left to come to terms with a devastating reality. With the overwhelming evidence against him, on November 10th, 2025, Levi Cart ultimately pleads guilty to aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, and strangulation in the killing of Sheila Tenpenny.
Oh my god, I just had a really bad realization. He's a kid. If you somebody is a kid, do you go to jail as long as an adult? Or do you have like kid murder charge? I don't know how this works.
And because of his
Press play and see. Guys, I was just trying to have a little commentary. You said shut up and play the damn video.
age, Levi receives the maximum sentence allowed under juvenile law.
He was right. I should have just pressed play.
He will remain in a juvenile facility until he turns 21, meaning
What?
he is expected to be released in 2033.
Okay. That is crazy. That is insane. He killed somebody and he can get out at 21? Dude, at 21 is when your life begins, man. Like, you live on your own. You can go and do stuff. You can, like, drink. You can gamble. You can, like, get a place of your own. Like, this is crazy. That is nuts.
But for Sheila's family, the outcome still doesn't feel like justice. Under juvenile sentencing laws, Levi cannot legally remain incarcerated beyond that age. And at Levi's sentencing, the lead investigator warned the court, telling the judge he made a mistake.
Dude, can you not charge somebody as an adult? Like, for a crime that bad?
It was good luck for us that he did, but in the future, is he going to learn from those mistakes? That's what I'm concerned about. For the detectives involved in the investigation, there remains a terrifying possibility that Sheila was not the end of Levi's violence, but only the beginning of what he could be capable of.
Yeah.
And while this case left Ohio shaken by a killer no one ever expected, our next case unfolds somewhere danger is never supposed to reach.
Cliffhanger? Wait, he's gonna talk about the new episode?
Whoa, Canada?
Inside St. Vincent North Hospital, more than a dozen gunshots sent patients and doctors into lockdown.
Oh my god! Wait, we getting a preview for the next one? Oh my god, we should start doing that. Guys, thank you so much for watching the react, and tomorrow it's gonna get a little bit more dangerous. Now that we've seen this, we're gonna be watching Meals from Death Row. I don't even know if that's gonna be the video after this. Actually, CT, can you make sure that's the video after this?
As SWAT officers move floor by floor searching for the shooter.
Doors open. This way. That way. Just go that way.
Oh my god, this is scary.
With one person already dead, more than 70 rooms, and a maze of hallways to secure, police are forced into an intense race to stop the gunman before he finds another victim.
Why he mugging the camera? What the hell?
Exclusive Dr.
Oh my
Insanity
god.
episode, along with 3 more episodes from our new Tubi series. Click the link below and check it out now for free
Oh, he's got a TV show.
on Tubi.
Well, thank you so much for watching. His stuff is on Tubi, but my name is Berry, and I super appreciate it. Make sure you come by the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BerryCrepe. I do not know who got this far in the video, because this shit is an hour and 41 minutes.
But if you did, leave a comment down below that you actually got this far.
And use code Berry for 10% off your Gamer Subs order. It super helps me out. I would super appreciate it. Have a great evening. Goodbye, YouTube! Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye! They all asleep. Oh, wait. If you're watching this and you're asleep.
I hope you have never-ending nightmares. And you wake up and subscribe, or else you will be punished and sent to hell.